Hello everybody, I am Joel and we are Silver Arrow Cars. I am standing here with a very special car for a lot of reasons. This is a 1974 Porsche 911. That is how it is titled in Washington State in our name. That is what it is and what it was. This started as a California car many years ago and then was recently completed as a multi-year restoration and dream project from a client and friend that had a vision in his mind as to what he wanted, and a poster on the wall, had a big thing for the IROC series 911s, also the RSRs from the same vintage or the same time period, 73, 74, and always envisioned if he could, and if he had the time and if he had the funds, what would he build? And this is the result. A very nicely done, no stone unturned 1974 RSR IROC Tribute 911 with a twin plug 3.6 that was sourced from a Ram 1997 Porsche 993. It's got a 915 gearbox that has been completely gone through. That engine is not just a transplant, it was completely rebuilt right down to the case and then built back up. It is not wild and does not have wild cams and all the rest. It is a very dependably built, fairly stock 3.6 that probably is in the neighborhood of about 300 horsepower, which is perfect for a car like this. As you can see, it has the extra oil cooler or RSR style oil cooler in the front as well as one in the bumper. And then the list goes on. It has Elephant Racing suspension, Bilstein coilovers, Repa harnesses, and bucket seats on the interior, custom built center lock wheels, Fuchs style center lock wheels. The body and paint is phenomenal throughout. There's great pictures that we have in our gallery that will show you the car on a rotisserie, having every corner of it sprayed. I've had this up on the lift and you'll see in the underside photos just how clean and tidy every bit of it is. It is so impressive, it's so fun to look at. This is a car that both the drive, which we're gonna show you shortly in our driving video, but the drive, the feel, the clicks, the sounds of the car all fill and give you that emotion as to what you're looking for and what you're hoping for when you're buying a classic 911 or a resto mod, if we want to call it 911. As I just alluded to, it has got many parts, many custom pieces throughout, whether it is the roll cage in the back or the wheels or the suspension or the engine, the bumper pieces, the classic whale tail, like the real whale tail on the back of the car. Everything from the period correct Michelin tires. Everything about it is really impressive. Going back to the bodywork, the paint throughout the car has been protected with tip to tail PPF, and he called me when the car was finished or finishing assembly, and he asked, you know, what should I do about the car? I want to get it over to you guys. I'm really scared to drive it. And I said, why don't you PPF it? And he said, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So that's what he did. Before it got driven and before there was an opportunity for damage, the car was covered tip to tail, all of the painted surfaces covered in PPF front to back on the car. Just an exquisite and excellent example. The panel fitment throughout the car is excellent. All the surfaces, all the chrome, the wheels, the tires, everything feels like new and appears as new, down to window seals, the trim, the anodized trim around the windows, the rear grille, all of it is just very impressive, and we are privileged to have this car now in our inventory, and it's now sitting in Washington State. We're getting ready to sell it. You will have an opportunity on Bring a Trailer. The last one we had that was very similar to this, it was a white car, Styled slightly different, RSR style car with a ducktail in the back. I believe that we sold that one with the buyer's premium for $300 US. It'll be very cool to see where this one ends up with a slightly different look. But anyway, so let's walk you around the exterior of the car. Very period correct. Bosch headlights or lenses here in the front. As I said before, the RSR style bumper with the oil cooler in the front. The oil cooler is still looking immaculate, as is your turn signals. All of this, of course, is going to be new. I believe they reused that original and period correct Porsche emblem on the front. The wheels, it is hard to believe that these are not 17-inch. These are 15-inch custom one-off wheels. These were fabricated specifically for this build. You'll notice that they are center lock wheels. In behind, you're gonna see those beautiful rotors. They are connected to true Porsche 930 calipers, both front and rear. Of course, drilled rotors. All of this is as new. The wheels are in absolutely perfect condition. Along the side, obviously, well, not obviously, hopefully you've noticed that with no rockers, you can see the CAD plate, the beautiful CAD plating along the oil cooler lines. Those are such an eye grabber. They go so well with the red, but very nice detail. You'll see probably in some other photos, but everything down from the hardware that is mounting the lines, the CAD plating on those bolts all looks absolutely perfect. Everything from the door handles, the seals around the door handles, all that is immaculate. This massive deep dish rear wheel, and again, you can see those beautiful finned 930 Porsche calipers and the beautiful rotors. Again, the wheel, massive dish to this rear wheel. It is, it's very impressive. Fitment here with the fender it looks to be perfect. I see no markings of rubbing tire along the outer wall of the tire. It looks really good. Everything from the kind of bulb seals or the seals between bumpers, again, that looks fresh and new. Same thing with the seal, rubber seal around the rear window here. The hardware on the rear window. Whale tail is immaculate. The paint line on it is perfect. This just is really beautiful. Interesting detail. The very large license plate lights are actually Hella license plate lights. That's a really cool and authentic detail in the rear. Again, all new here around the back of the car, and more of the PPF protection on all these panels. The twin center exhaust tips look phenomenal. I believe that's all Cerakoted for durability. And then much the same around this side of the car. It is just a mirror image from one side to the other. All the glass is seemingly original looking glass from the Securite markings all the way around. The exterior is a 9.99 out of 10. I'm sure I'm missing something. There's got to be a mark, if I can't find it, somewhere on the exterior of this car during assembly. However, I'm not locating it. So let's hop into the inside. Best part about opening these old Porsche. God, I love that sound. The check straps feel brand new. A lot of resistance in a positive way, opening and closing that door. Welcomed by an absolutely perfect door jamb. Has these very simple, I guess these would be RSR style door panels with the pull and the leather strap for the release. It has been updated to include power windows. So you got power windows. All the gauges, they look to be refaced. The odometer is showing 21,832 kilometers on a 300 kilometer an hour speedometer, 10,000 RPM tach. The carpets, again, everything as new. It's got a cream headliner. It looks to be that the sun visors are seemingly brand new. Both of the interior lights are working the way they should. The padding along the rear firewall is all new. Satin finish on the partially removable roll cage. The exposed shifter, the dash pad, everything is looking really, really nice in the interior. Period correct steering wheel. I like to see that as much as I like Prototipo and some of those other steering wheels. I just really like the feeling of a factory Porsche wheel on a car. Everything on the interior feels very authentic and looks very much like new. I will say that when this paint was finished and wet sanded, the result was really, really good. And keeping in mind, I'm looking through PPF, but the lack of texture is what I should say to the paint is refreshing and really impressive. Good looking frunk, if you will. I believe I also read in the spec sheet that this is a real RSR lightweight fuel tank. That looks to be gray powder coated. Very nice touch here in the custom wheels. They had an extra one built for the Space Saver spare with the tire mounted to it. Very cool. Small, lightweight Odyssey battery there. RSR strut brace, and then I believe it has also the RSR sway bars in the rear. All the detail in here is so nice. The way all the wiring has been done, and actually that brings me to, well, I'll talk about that actually when we get into the engine, but 1997 Vario Ram engine, but with a 1995 OBD1 wiring harness with Steve Wong chip. But anyway, all the details all in here, all the fasteners, all the hoses, the underside of the hood, the hardware, all of it. You can see paint dabbing on the bolts, right down into the tub, all of which is really, really impressive. It just looks so good and so fresh. This would be such a fun car to take to Coffee and Cars, I'm sure. It's an absolute showstopper. Really impressive under the hood. Let's go back and look at the engine. That is good looking. Really nice and tidy. I like that it's simple with black, with the aluminum and the aluminum look. Twin plug, 97 Vario Ram, as I said, 3.6 sourced from a 993 with an OBD1 wiring harness and a Steve Wong chip. I'm guessing horsepower is 290 to 300. Runs and drives excellent. Just very nice finishing, nice and simple here under the hood. Again, all the CAD plating on the underside of the whale tail looks phenomenal. Same with everything in the engine compartment. All the decaling, all of it looks really, really nice. I hope through this video and all the photos that we're going to provide, which is going to be a lot, I hope a lot of that comes through with the quality of the build. Take this video along with the driving video. We're about to go out and hit the road and drive. It's just a really impressive, very nice build. It represents so many things. Obviously passion from the client that decided to have this car built and to go through with the process to source a great donor car and a California car at that, and then go to the pains in which they did as far as completely stripping out the entire car just to a tub, and then to put that on a rotisserie and do the body and paint, even before finding all the pieces, all the parts to assemble a car to result in something you have here. The thousands and thousands of dollars, I'm guessing, based on our last car, our white one, I'm guessing are going to be $400,000 to $500,000 in total cost. The amount of time that you would burn trying to do body work and paint to this level is thousands and tens of thousands, and it could be a black hole of time and money. The fact that that's done and finished in a product like this is unbelievable. The amount of Porsche parts installed in this car, I think you'll see that through some of our photos. Again, endless amount of all the little things, seals, gaskets, all the rest, authentic parts used on the build from the ground up. Everything is absolutely done. It was it must have been, I think the estimate is 4,500 hours has gone into the build, but just an endless amount. Then when the car came to us, we sent it to Coachworks, and Coachworks is a company we know very well and trust them implicitly on our builds and then on any of the cars that come through our shop. We sent the car there to have them inspect the car. It got an entirely clean bill of health from when it walked in. We have compression results to share with you and that inspection as well. But just a really, truly impressive car that shows and represents incredible value, passion, and obviously a very, very high standard of build. So there you have it, very impressive. So this car is a 1974 Porsche 911. It is done in a IROC/RSR style build, Elephant Racing suspension, Bilstein coilovers, a 3.6 twin plug in the rear, sourced from a 97 Vario-Ram car. It's a 95 OBD1 wiring harness, Steve Wong chip, and then all the rest that you see and you don't see in all the little pieces. This was originally a California car. We have the car back in our Washington State warehouse. We have it titled in our name in Washington State, so we can deliver this car anywhere it needs to go. California residents, I don't know if you can get this registered in California. It was a California car, so that might mean that it is still in the system for California, but no guarantees there. Really impressive car. So let's wrap that up. I've said everything there is to say about the car. It is extremely impressive. I think the truth of the matter is going to be getting it out on the road and driving it. The sun's going down. We're losing summer. Let's get out in this car. We're going to go for a drive, and can't wait to answer your questions and hopefully deliver this car into your garage. Any questions, please reach out. I'm Joel. We are Silver Arrow Cars. If you have a car to sell, or if there's a car you're looking for, either way, please contact us. We'd love to help.